Hello, my name is Hamza. Today I will tell you about zonation of mangrove tree. Okay, first we need to know what is zonation. Okay, zonation is a categorization of biomass into zone based on their distribution or regiment habitats determined by environmental factors such as altitude, latitude, and other biotic factors.
Adaptations of mangrove swamps. So there are lots of problems faced by these mangrove plants in order to continue their living. So first is soft muddy soil and strong coastal winds, which will lead to support problems. So to support themselves, they have long, highly branched underground cable roots and also prop roots. These roots also known as aerial roots. These aerial roots will anchor them into the muddy soil. Next one is the waterlogged conditions of the soil, reduce the amount of oxygen available and lead to an anaerobic environment. So these mangrove plants has breeding roots, which we call them as pneumatophores. So these pneumatophores grows vertically upward, so they will grow above the water level. So these pneumatophores enables gases exchange in the pores that we call lenticels. The third one is direct exposure to the sun, which will lead to high rate of transpiration during hot days. So these mangrove plants has leaves which is covered by a thick layer of cuticles to reduce the rate of transpiration during hot days. So in addition, the leaves are thick and succulent, which they can store water in their leaves. And the fourth one is surrounding water in the soil, which are hypertonic compared to the cell sap in the root cells. So these cell saps in the root cells has a higher osmotic pressure. So this will ensure them that no water is lost by osmosis. And in addition, if there are excess salts that enters the cell saps, these cell saps will excrete by hydatodes. And then the last one is seeds which fall into the ground will die. So the specialties of the seeds of the mangrove plants is the seeds are able to germinate while they are attached to the mother plants. So this phenomenon is called as viviparity. So this viviparity process are able to increase the chances of survival and establish a new population.
Today, I'm going to share with you guys about colonization and succession in a mangrove swamp. For you guys' information, mangrove swamp has 4 growing stages. The first one is pioneer species. Avicennia sp and Sonerisha sp are pioneer species. The extensive cable root system traps mud and silt as well as organic matters. Soil is firmer and the water level and the shore level is raised. Soil is less waterlogged and firmer. And the second one is succession by Rhizophora sp. The higher, drier and compact favors the growth of the Rhizophora sp. The prop root system traps mud and silt. The humus is formed from decaying plants, decaying leaves of Rhizophora sp and dead pioneer species. The soil is compact, firmer and fertile. The shore level is raised. The soil is drier and less saline. After that, succession by Bruguera sp. The Bruguera sp replaces the Rhizophora sp when the soil is harder, drier and compact. The buttress root system traps mud and silt. The shore extends further to the sea. And the last one is terrestrial plants. When the shore is like terrestrial land, the terrestrial plants such as pokok pandanus sp, pokok nipa and pokok kelapa gradually replace Bruguera sp. Eventually, a tropical rainforest, which is the climax community, is formed. That's all for me. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So today we're gonna learn about colonization and succession in plant. So there is 4 groups of plants that play important roles in the colonization and succession of newly formed pond. So the 4 groups are submerged plants, amphibious plants, floating plants, and land plants. So now I will tell you about what is submerged plants. Submerged plants are plants that grow and live below the surface of water. So these are the example of the submerged plants. So next we will go through about floating plants. So floating plants are plants that float on the surface of the water. So these are the example of floating plants. So these are the example of amphibious plants. So now I will tell you about what is land plants. So land plants are basically the plants that grow on dry ground after the pond dries up. So now let us proceed to the first stage, which is the pioneer stage. So at this stage, the first colonizers are phytoplankton, zooplankton, and submerged plants. So these submerged plants have long fibrous root. What is the function of long fibrous root? The function are to penetrate the soil and absorb nutrients. So next, the plankton also supports other organisms such as water bugs and its larvae, mosquito larvae, and others. So when the pioneer plants die and decompose, their organic matter settles to the bottom of the pond. This organic matter, together with the eroded soil from the bank of the pond, gradually settles to the pond, making it shallower and more suitable for floating plants. So the second stage is the succession by aquatic floating plants. So at this stage, the floating plants such as Piscia, Acornia, and Lena gradually multiply and cover the surface of the pond to prevent light from entering it. So this causes the submerged plants to die as they cannot carry out photosynthesis, which is lack of sufficient sunlight. So these dead plants decompose and add on the layer of organic matter at the bottom of the pond. So let us proceed to the third stage, which is succession by amphibious plants. So at this stage, the layer of organic matter rises the floor of the pond, making it too shallow for the floating plants to float. So amphibious plants such as Carpus and Cyperus succeed the floating plants. These plants are types to Cactus and Sedges. The amphibious plants multiply and their rhizomes grow from the edge of the pond towards the middle, and their extensive roots penetrate deep, binding the soil together and changing the habitat. When the amphibious plants die, their decomposed remains add to the sediments. So the pond becomes even shallower. So the fourth stage is the succession by land plants. So at this stage, the death and decay of the amphibious plants caused by the continued deposition of organic matter and evaporation of pond water will make the pond very shallow and eventually dry it up. Finally, land plants such as grass, creepers, herbaceous, and other woody plants will replace the amphibious plants and gradually form a jungle. So the last stage is the climax community. So at this stage, the process of succession will stop when a level of balance is achieved. The tropical rainforest is a climax community, and also the climax community takes a few hundred years to form.